Well, I think radio is a very good medium, particularly during the daytime, because the average woman in the home doesn't have very much time to sit down and watch television, for instance. She likes to have the radio going and good music, middle-of-the-road music.
Well, I like radio because you can listen to radio and it relaxes you, and I think you can carry on with what you're doing. You can turn it down and you can just have background music.
Yes, I like it in the background. Don't like it to over-dominate anything.
Background to me is way in the distance, and I believe that if we call it background music or a background industry, we are shortchanging the industry as a whole, and I will never have this.
If it was entirely a background medium, there would never be any hope of selling any client's products.
Foreground or background, whatever the radio men say, you can't escape from it.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio.
Once there was only radio. Portia Face's life and Bing Crosby were the cornerstones of the family. Then in 1956 came television and the family slept in front of the TV set. Radio should have died, but the transistor rescued it from the junk heap. Australians like to be entertained all the time, but there are some places you just don't want to watch TV. And there are times when you just want to listen wherever you are. The transistor radio can go anywhere you go. It's cheap, portable, and it makes a noise. Radio is big business again. There are over 8.5 million sets in Australia now, and every second car has a radio. 96% of homes are switched on for almost 3 hours a day. Paradoxically, radio is bigger than ever before. The radio boys sound cocky when they talk of audiences.
Only 10,600,000 people. That's all.
Car insurance savings of up to 50% on all types of policies. Telephone for a free quotation. 637-111.
We welcome listeners to the Kindergarten of the Air.
Here to present the Country Hour is Graham McAfee.
Help! I need somebody. Help!
American TV nearly crushed radio. Profiting by this lesson, Australian radio men were quick to adapt. The new style has all the pace and urgency of today's music. Each station is flat out to present a new image.
Image is really another way of describing the basic product of a radio station, or a television station for that matter. We must have a product, and the popular term given to the nature of a station's product is its image. The problems facing a radio station are really no different to those facing any manufacturing organisation, whether they be making motor cars, soaps, or chocolates. We've got to decide what product we want, discover the ingredients that are required to develop the product, then learn how to make it, mould it, and develop it. When we're satisfied that we've got the best mould possible coming off the production line, then we have a responsibility to package it as we would any other product. Merchandise, advertise and promote, and create demand and circulation for that product.
From my point of view, I won't have anything that's vulgar, I won't have any pseudo-American sounds on the station, and I won't play any wild, really wild music.
In arranging our musical policy, we have at all times looked to 4 factors in music. First of all, melody, tempo, and the quality of rememberability, which in fact is a combination of the first 2. And against that, because of our musical policy, we will not play music that jars.
Well, we set out to build the biggest, brightest, most efficient station in Australia. To do that, of course, we had to employ the most effective and most acceptable personalities, and I think we've had some success in that field. The next real problem was to cater for the masses by bringing them into the pulse of the station, and we paced it by our presentation, by the use of jingles, and by what we call a logo which identified the station the moment it was heard. It was a sound identification.
On the Paramount Church Show, the time is 26.5 minutes after 12 o'clock. Here's local boy, made good, Merv Benton. His current hit called Yield Not to Temptation.
Top 40 is the music of the masses. There is no question of that. It's music that's selected by the people. 60% of the audience is over the age of 25. 40% obviously is under 25, and 14% are over the age of 59, which would stagger a lot of people and possibly sound incredible, but it is quite true, and these figures are available from a very reliable source.
A scintillating survey of selling sounds, User Top 40, number 20 this Sunday, 13 last Sunday, 8 weeks on User
Often you feel that what the commercial stations offer is an idealized vision of life, where things are always swinging, people dance all night, and the ultimate ambition of what Lewis Bennett calls the masses is to live in the glossy dream world that advertising has created. Listeners are made to feel they live in a special wonderland.
Still ruffians out there in UZ-land.
If you're listening to 3UZ Land, you're listening to 3UZ, you're a part of 3UZ Land. It's as easy as that. So no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, if you tune to the station, you become part of this image of 3UZ Land. I try to get this, as a matter of fact, I thought, what does 3UZ Land look like? Is 3UZ Land Melbourne? So I did this one night. I finished my program and I drove out to the Dandenongs, which is the highest point out outside of Melbourne, and just had a look at the lights. And I just thought, well, you know, that's 3UZ Land, but of course it goes further than Melbourne.
Well, 3UZ Land is not a fantasy land, it's a real place. It's everywhere the station reaches, and that's plenty of territory.
You're tuned to 3Ks out of Melbourne, the station with the $1 Million Sound.
The $1 Million Sound is a slogan that the station has because we believe that we have a pretty good sound. We believe that it's possibly worth $1 million.
At last it's over. I knew I could not hold him. His love for freedom was far too strong.
Well, we've tried to create this image by involving the listeners on my station as much as possible and in every way possible. Also by having personalities on the air, not so much the pretty fast-talking DJ. We're trying to involve the listeners with the personalities and make personalities out of our on-air sales team.
Don't forget, 4 o'clock today brings you Keith Livingston. At 7:30 tonight, John Bright. Hello there, you're in tune with the Dean Reynolds Show today on KZ, the station with the $1 Million Sound.
Good guy, Land. Green pastures, fun-loving people, people who couldn't give a damn. As long as they live a good life, of course.
Image, well, you know, for our second network, the Sirius network, we're not so much concerned with an image, nor are our listeners. They listen to this network because of its programs, not because of its image. Those who want serious music, informed talks, listen to the second network. We can, I suppose, have an image on the first network, but it can't be a single image. Ours can't be the station for the good guys with the top 100. Ours has to be many-faceted because our audience is many-faceted.
We reach many, many thousands of people, and we believe that apart from providing entertainment, which we provide per medium of modern music, it's most important also that we provide many, many community services.
Sound scene 15, sound scene 15, 3AK.
Temperatures around the nation. Darwin should reach a high of 91, Brisbane 92, Sydney 73, Canberra 71, Adelaide 63, Perth 64, and Hobart 59.
There's another angle too in our breakfast session when we believe that the minute people get out of bed, they're working for the boss, they're not working for themselves, and life is pretty urgent.
Taste of Hardy Herb Alfred's Tijuana Brass, 3AK. It's 8 o'clock out there in Good Guy Land.